Hey, Mayor.
Hi, good morning.
Wow, what a day for you.
What a day.
What a day. What a day.
Have things
Yeah.
are things still really crazy?
Well, the traffic is moving.
Mhm.
Um, at 4, I was here with the team, the GDOE team, Public Works and Police and National Guard were out here before 4 o'clock. And I went out to see the line of cars, and they were way up to the Gigo amusement park area.
Whoa.
That's how far the line went up. But once the gate got opened before 6 o'clock, and they opened a few minutes before,
Mhm.
when everything was set, and they started letting cars in. The line is really moving, so the flow of traffic is moving quicker, quickly. As soon, and of course, I want to thank National Guard, GPD, of course, Department of Public Works, and GDOE for all their efforts together here at the Farmers Co-op site. The cars are really going, so they're not really holding up. GPD and National Guard are making sure that the intersections are open for at the different areas all the way up through Chigo.
What are the
So,
people saying this morning, Mayor? The ones in the line.
well, of course, everybody was waiting patiently. Uh, I didn't, because the line was on the main highway, Chris. I didn't get out to talk to anybody. But once the ones that were coming in, they said once the line started moving, it was easier. It just kept flowing. So they're happy that they made it in.
And what are we giving out today?
Well, of course, the food commodities from the GDOE warehouse. These are the canned goods and the dry goods, and then the boxes of fruit are
Mayor,
what's being given.
so how many bags did you guys have? Is it always 2,000 a day?
There's 2,000 that were here prepared for this site, and I know that Tizen is also has 2,000 up there.
Wow, that's good. And so where are we at? Have we run out already?
No,
Or
I still see pallets that are still full, and there's still some stuff in the containers that are being brought out.
Yeah, but
So
the line's still
it's still
going.
moving.
right,
Yeah.
We just got a Facebook comment here. Even T-Gen is open, less traffic. Yeah, I when
Yes.
I drove by T-Gen, it was less traffic than Tuesday or Wednesday. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting calls too that says, we want to send anybody up, but if people want to go up to Tizen, there's still a lot so space up there to line up.
Mayor, was there a lot of buzz leading up to this morning from your residents in the village about getting these commodities?
Well, they asked where, and we just told them the calls that we were getting yesterday was where do we line up, and made it very clear that they have to line up on the southbound lanes on Marine Corps Drive, and the entrance is the entrance across the Calva's Insurance on the southbound lane side.
What would you say the estimated value is of one of those boxes?
I would say that the fruit box is probably a $30 value, and then the bags of canned and dry commodities is about a maybe, because it's a variety of things. You have dry goods, some beans, and then canned goods, maybe about another $50 or $60 value of that. Yeah.
Any meat, Mayor?
No meats today, just the canned meat that are being distributed.
And this is per household, and this is I think they said it's going to be twice weekly, but beginning they're going to take a break next week because they're going to add on a third site.
Yeah.
Yes.
But do you know if the site will remain there at the Dededo
Yeah.
Farmers Market going forward
Well,
once they
according to
reopen?
DPW, they said that this site, because the road is stretched out,
Mhm.
and you're not curving into areas, and it's easier to control, right, Jess? It's easier to control this one strip. They'll probably keep this as a site, as a distribution site, and recommend that this would be one of the sites that would be open, and then for at least for the north.
Mayor, how's the demand and how the line's been for the GDOE grab and go meals?
those meals continue to happen at the school, and so you know, we're actually assisting we're still assisting the Wettingell line because that one is a really long line during the day, and you know, you've seen that. But you know, I've gotten calls like from Estumbo, Maria Ujoa last week that they had leftover meals. So what they did is they asked us to pick it up. And Chris, Sabrina, whenever they ask us at the end of the meal period to pick up meals, we take these meals and take them to like apartment complexes. Sometimes it's Pacific Garden. We alternate them. Pacific Gardens will honk the horn, and the kids know if somebody's honking the horn, they look out their windows or their balcony, and then we just hand them the bags. Sometimes it's 40 bags that are left over from the school. Last week I had a call from Maria Ujoa, and I went to Nevermind Road, and I went all the way in because they don't have transportation to get to there. I went in. Sometimes it's Swamp and Hahasu. So depending on how many bags of food, we alternate where we're going to distribute it when we get it. And you know, we take it to areas where they don't have transportation or they can't walk to the school to get it. So that's not daily. That's whenever there's leftovers. The schools will call us.
Right, because they're giving away thousands of meals, so I mean, they probably would have leftovers. Mayor, when you roll into these areas where they don't have transportation, and and they see, what's the reaction from the people?
Oh no, when they see our official, and sometimes it's my guys with the blue truck, they know that we have meals, and they just send the kids out to get them. You know, and we ask how many kids in your house, and if there's 4, we give them 4 bags. You know. And we just want to make sure that those meals are consumed.
You know, Mayor, we spoke to you a few weeks back, and it was an emotional conversation where you talked about how people in the village were struggling. Now that we've had some of the stimulus and the Azuda program and Salapit, Benelis Dagu program and those checks roll out, what's your take on the condition in the village with the residents? Are we still seeing that struggle? Because I see it.
You know, Chris, we still have families that, you know, of course, now their food has been taken care of because they're taking advantage of the meals, the commodities, and we've also there's several families that have partnered with 2 grocery stores in the village. We've given them the names of some families. You know, a lot of them are both husband and wife, or even their children, if they have any that are work in the retail and hospitality industry. And so, of course, it's the, you know, how are we going to pay our bills with what we have and then buy food at the same time? So, you know, they're having to choose those things. And with the stimulus, some of them are waiting or some of them have received theirs. And what they said is they've caught up in their rent. They're buying their necessities, and then, but you know, it's taken them enough to take care of their financial obligations as far as their loans are concerned. But anything else, they still have the need for. There's a few of them that still express that they still have need for the food.
Yeah, that's why I kind of had
the stimulus has helped with getting caught up.
Bills,
with their
correct?
Bills, right?
Yeah, and I mean.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of chuckled when there was a press conference, and I think it was the governor who said something like, we're getting these stimulus, and it's increasing the consumer buying power. And I just kind of thought in my head, like, man, if anyone's like me out there, that stimulus, it's going to bills because their bills have just piled up. And we said it a month ago, when that stimulus gets here, it's gone. And so that's what you're seeing.
Last week, a resident said to me, you know, I still need the food because I was 2 months behind in my rent, you know. So at least, and then they caught up with their utility bills, you know, because you know, there's, you know, these things that, well, they're deferred payments, right? But of course, you know, they don't want those interests to continue to grow. So they're making sure that their financial obligations are taken. Their rent and utilities is mainly the things that they're taking care of with those monies that are coming in.
Mayor, I know you guys are working hard on the mayor's verifications. That's, I mean. Wow, as we get ready. Yeah.
I was there till 9 o'clock last night. So, you know, we're there till late at night because all the calls that come in, Chris and Sabrina, we make sure that those verifications get out as late, even if we have to stay all night until those things. So, I mean, it's getting to rev and tax. Those that are applying for the pandemic unemployment program, those that are applying for the public assistance, as far as food stamp, SNAP, kind of thing. So, the disaster relief, the $300 disaster relief program. So all those verification requests, we have people who will have appointments with Salvation Army and Catholic Social Services for food commodities as well. We're getting all those verifications out by the end of the day, and even if the day is ending at 9 o'clock, they get emailed, electronically sent to the different agencies that are needed.
The Department of Labor, they said by the end of this week they're going to hopefully get online the online application for the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program. And are you guys assisting in any way in terms of setting up a computer for people?
Yeah. So what I told them is, because my office is small, and the 4 computers that I have in there are already with people using those to prepare the verifications. So my recommendation is, I have a library next door. I asked them to get a hold of the library and see if they can use the computers that are in there. And at least for that purpose, open the library from a certain time. If not, if they have the ability to have a laptop that can come in, I don't have the extra means, but people can set up one laptop station in one of my Estumbo or the Dededo Senior Center, and either or, and I can give them a space for that. So we looked at different options for Dededo. It definitely can't be our office. Like I said, our office is very small, but we can accommodate if we can work with our partners around us, either the Dededo Library, when it's not being used at this time, and I'm sure they have computers in there, or set up a workstation if they have a laptop, an extra computer, the Department of Labor, or somebody can let residents use. I can set up a station in my Dededo Senior Center as well as in my Estumbo Senior Center. So, we have options.
What about the also today, I believe, is the testing at the old fire department, right?
The old fire station, This is where the Dededo Municipal Building, so right next to the skate park. Yeah. And so we'll be setting up there as well with Department of Public Health, and we're ready for that.
Okay. And what's the estimated number of unsheltered homeless?
I did ask Public Health how many they've gotten in the different places that they went to, and they roughly about 30 to 35 people would actually come in. But, I'm going to make contact with Guma San Jose, because that is a shelter, see if they want to send any residents over to take advantage of this. And we have people who are squatting in different areas. We've actually spoken, we kind of went out yesterday and kind of talked to them, but, we can't force everybody to come over. It's, this is available, please come and take advantage of it.
And so you guys also have a meeting scheduled, is it next week?
Next week, Wednesday.
A lot of things to be discussed. It's going to be the first time that
we've gotten together since March.
Wow.
And so, we're doing it at the Dededo Senior Citizen Center because I don't have my seniors there. We do have operations for feeding for our seniors that are senior participants. So, they come, we deliver meals to them. But so we're going to use the room is big enough where I can have separate people, and we'll have the distance between us to actually have a meeting rather than Zoom meeting or just having phone conversations. We can actually talk mayor's council business.
Why not have it over Zoom? I'm just curious.
There's some things, sometimes you get dropped. Not all the mayor. I mean, we all have Zoom access, whether it be through our phones or through our computers at our offices. However,
I know
Mayor Huffman and I and Angel actually felt that we really need to group.
Right. And then I'm sure some of the mayors...
I miss them.
You miss them, and then some of them don't know how to do the Zoom, because I remember when the Public Health came out with the dashboard, I forget if it was the Mayor Aston or somebody was like, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I actually miss my colleagues, I mean, we're all busy, but, I really want to see people. I'm not going to hug them, but I just want to see that they're okay, right?
Mayor, how are your land trust people in your village? Have you been checking up on them?
Well, like I said, I've been going with the extra meals from the schools. I actually drive to Nevermind Road and Swamp Road on occasions. And, we see everybody's still there. I do have concerns that I kind of want to discuss with Mr. Hattick and Chamorro Land Trust because, we continue to have, we've had the cleanup during dengue and the things that we removed have grown back.
The abandoned cars grew back?
Yes,
and
yes.
the dumping grew back?
They grew back. So, that's what we're farming up here. So, I want to address those things, and we're still waiting for the MOA and the funding to be transferred from Guam EPA so that we can take care of these illegal stuff that are being thrown on
I think he was working the quarantine, right?
Not quite. Yeah, I think so. I haven't seen them. I missed them.
Is he running
too.
for senator, Mayor?
I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen anybody but people out here.
Right. Okay.
Well, I gotta say, this the whole pandemic crisis has really shown how hard all of you mayors have been working and how truly you guys are on the front line. No matter if there's been this lack of transparency from the front office, you guys it didn't stop you. You guys just go and do what you got to do to help the people. So I truly appreciate it.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about all the different public hearings today, and and that's no matter what, whether it's double, 10%, 20%, that never mattered to us. What mattered to us, especially because our seniors have to stay home, our seniors that we see every day when they come to our senior centers, those are the people that we were concerned about because they were the most vulnerable. And some of them don't have families that are here to check on them. My staff go to pick up medication, refills for them. So we want to make sure that our people are okay. And, of course, we get the calls every day. We know who's hungry, We know who's cut because they're applying for something. So when we get a pallet of eggs from someone, when they call in for a verification, we ask, do you want a tray of eggs? And, we don't keep anything for ourselves. Everything goes back to the people that are calling and saying, I need help, So, like I told my staff, we're government employees. We continue to get paid our 80 hours. We shouldn't be taking these things that are being given. And we do give it back to our people.
Mayor, did you guys get any of the CARES Act funding?
Which funding?
Does that get down to you guys, or just Adelup's got it all?
No, you know what, Chris? We don't know what funding we're getting. We continue to work. We're not looking up. Like I said, did you guys get I signed timesheets for my staff, and that's, but extra stuff. We just continue to do what we need. We're not looking back at, well, I didn't get this and they got it. Mayors don't look at those things, Chris and Sabrina. We're looking at making sure our manuncas are taken care of, making sure that, if we need to clear the basketball court because the kids are not social distancing,
right.
Some mayors have removed the rim. I said, if I'm afraid to remove the rim because it might fall apart and, then I'd have to buy a new one and I don't have the money for that.
Yeah, Mayor, we saw comments here. People were complaining about basketball at Santa Barbara.
Yeah. I put nets up, Chris and Sabrina. I put nets up. I zip-tied the nets. These are the orange nets. But then, they rip it off. I have people to take care of in other areas, so I can't sit there with a BB gun and shoot them with, and say shoo shoo.
Well, if they play defense like me, they should be fine 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
What about, I wanted to ask, because we've got this special election this weekend over in Jotnia, but how have, who's been taking care of the Jotnia residents during this whole pandemic?
Well, the staff is there. Renee, Rose and her team. Rose is there running the office. And
but, in terms of, like, the paperwork that had to be signed, because I know Angel was he was the one tasked to sign.
Angel still signs their timesheet.
Right.
Any budgetary documents that need to get done. Angel is still detailed to do that. Their senior centers is now, the repairs are done there. So if the center was open, they would have been back there, but they're delivering their meals to their seniors. We have staff that from adult daycare that go there to help them with those deliveries. So, they continue to take care of their people the way we are taking care of our people.
Okay,
And
just
so,
without a
without
mayor.
our staff, we are nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
So our staff really do, as limited as we are with our staff. I mean, we have 14, 15 people on staff here in Dededo. As limited as we are, we still continue. And the same with Jotnia.
Right.
Their staff, without their office staff doing their verifications, handling, they're still cleaning the village. Thank God for all those people running, because they help clean the village too, right?
Make them work, right?
Right. So, but it's a team effort.
Yeah.
We don't do this by ourselves. I can't. This operation today is DOE's operation.
Mm-hmm.
We're here just to support it,
I'm glad
And
you
they
said
can-
that.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is DOE's operation.
I thought it was
It's a
Adelup.
DOE operation. Yeah, no. It's a DOE operation. Thank God for the bus operation that they came and helped bag in PD. They're out here to help in Teason and here in Dededo, helping to distribute, because it was just DOE staff to distribute. They can't take the names and then distribute at the same time.
Right.
So it's, I just opened the gate and make sure that the bathrooms were clean for the workers that need to use the restrooms, and that there's soap in there so they can wash their hands for 20 seconds, So it's a total team effort. Public Works put out the cones, and made sure GPD and National Guard are making sure that they're not blocking our intersections so that our people in Dededo can go to work.
Yeah.
So it's a complete team effort. Mayors can't do these things by themselves. We rely on the partners. And whether it be a nonprofit organization that's a partner, or a government entity, or a private business, we are partners in this community.
Amen.
Well,
Mayor,
it's just good to hear that even without a mayor in Jotnia, that the community's coming together to
and the
help.
candidates.
Yeah, and the candidate.
Yeah. Mayor,
Yeah.
have you had
Of which you'll have it. One of them will be at that meeting next
right?
week.
Have you heard from Mayor Blas? Have you had any discussion with former Mayor Blas at any time during this COVID or before?
I'm not part of his visitation list, so no, I haven't.
Which of the mayors is on his visitation? Or is
I don't
Angel?
think any of us are. I don't think any of us are.
Okay. So you haven't, because he almost got released.
Almost.
Oh,
Not quite. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be laughing with it. It was a close one. We were just thinking that would just be kind of weird to release the former mayor on the weekend of the special election. I just thought it wasn't a good look. So.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you wanted to get out, Mayor?
What's going on this weekend in your village?
Well, of course, we have our flea market, our come and get your fresh produce. Now we have plants so that you can grow your own produce kind of thing. So, we want everybody to just be safe. Remember to keep your mask on, practice social distancing, and continue to pray that our island comes back together soon, gets back to normal. Because this is a new norm. New face mask, get different patterns so you can look different every day, kind of thing. And
Spice it up, right, Mayor?
And patience. Please have patience with each other.
Yes.
Because, we're not rushing it through anything. We just came out of being isolated and quarantined in our own places.
What about dine-in restaurants opening in your village, Mayor? Anybody talking about that? Are you going to go dine in today?
Yes. I actually got a call from the Micronesia Mall team the other day saying, what about the food court? I said, well, let's actually start having stickers that say don't sit here or sit here.
Right.
You need to start, and that's not my call. It's Department of Public Health or
Right.
the business call, not ours. So, I still like to take out because then it eliminates a lot of people hanging out and congregating.
Right. And then also, for those of us who are working, it's become habit to just get that takeout and sit there and work while you eat. Like I've been doing that for 3 months.
Yeah, we eat at our sometimes when we remember to, we eat at our desk too. So it's not right, but you know what? We don't have very much time.
Multitasking.
It is
right?
what it is.
It is what it is,
That's
Mayor.
right. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Always great to get you on here, Mayor, as the president of the council, and of course, as the mayor of the most populous village.
Okay.
Stay safe.
Wash your hands, Kay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, that's that. Right on. Dededo Mayor Melissa Savares. We're going to keep it with the mayors this morning. Get a couple more on, but first we're going to take a break at 7:31. It's the KUAM News Takeover of Guam's favorite. Good morning, Betnet.
Full price. Keeping you informed. KUAM News.